Back in the kitchen again. Here's a little hint of what we're gonna do today. That is capers. So we're gonna take the chukar and we're gonna make chicken piccata. So chukar piccata here. Last hunt that I did, got some chukar. I did what I typically do, so you can go back and watch some of my other videos. I simply clean the chukar, I cut the breast off the bone, and then again, I'm skipping some parts because I have it in so many of my other videos. You can go watch those, some of my other hunt cook videos. I took the chukar and I soaked it in buttermilk and Worcestershire sauce for roughly a day. So I'm gonna take that out and I'll give you a real quick shot here of some of the ingredients. So we got some seasoned flour. I just put some Tony Chachere's in the flour. I got a chopped up onion. You can use shallots or whatever you like, some type of onion. So I have some chukar breast here. I took it out of the buttermilk and I put garlic salt on it to season it a little bit more. So it's been marinating in there for, I don't know, 20 minutes. Butter, lemon, minced garlic, the capers, some garlic salt, which is what I use to marinate chicken. And then I got a little pasta here that I made, some thin spaghetti. Angel hair, thin spaghetti, I think those will work relatively well. First things first, we're gonna heat up the skillet and we're gonna start off by putting some butter in there. I'm gonna get the butter melted. To help not burn the butter, we're gonna throw a little bit of olive oil in there. So olive oil and butter. So I'm just gonna take those chukar breast and I'm just gonna flour them. This is just a little shot up tenderloin here. So we're gonna take that chukar, that breast. If you really wanted to get fancy and make it even better, I love to tenderize this. So we're just gonna say very simply, you could take that breast, just kind of pound it flat just a little bit, right? So you could do either way. These are kind of small, so you don't have to go through. This is what's really nice. What's really nice here is that normally, if you make chicken piccata, you would have to like kind of cut these thin, but because the chukar is much smaller than a chicken breast, you don't have to worry about cutting it. You could just sort of tenderize it a little bit, just like this. You don't have to do all the slicing work to get thin pieces of chicken because the chukar breast is already sort of small and thin compared to the chicken as it is. Okay. So get that bowl back, and we are going to just sort of lightly cover this in flour. Like I said, this is seasoned flour. It's seasoned with Tony Chachere's. You can put salt, pepper, or nothing, just depending on your own personal taste. I like putting Tony Chachere's in the flour whenever I'm frying anything. Very simple dish, very easy to do. So you're gonna take that, and I'm gonna start laying those in here now that my oil and butter is heated up nicely. Make sure if you have that tenderloin exposed, you flip it over like that, so like the tenderloin hides behind the breast. So you could either kind of just lay it over, make sure it's got that, or you could just rip it off like in this case and just fry it separate, and it's just another little morsel of food there, right? Either way, there's no wrong answers here. Okay, so we got that frying up. Okay, while that's cooking, I'm gonna go ahead and slice some more butter here and get that ready. Probably use maybe even all of this stick of butter if you really want it to be good. More butter, more better. I've got the onions already diced up here. The garlic's already minced, but I do need to start the lemon. So I'm just gonna start slicing this lemon up. I mean, the thinner the better, but you know, there's no hard fast rules here, right? So I've got a few lemon slices that'll go into this here in a second, and then I have a lemon to squeeze. I'm just gonna take and flip that over. Okay, so I can see that's not quite done yet, so I can kind of just flip it back and let it just keep working. Just make sure that it's getting brown but not burnt, right? So the temperature may not be even throughout the pan, so I may have to check and make sure that each one is not burning individually here. Alright, that's starting to look pretty good. Let's see. So you really got to pay attention. Make sure where the heat's going to be at. So just keep this going. We'll try to get it, you know, the reason we add the olive oil is so the butter won't burn. Nice. Chicken is starting to look very nice. Double checking and make sure. I'm gonna make sure it cooks all the way through. So, be nice and brown here. Just gonna give it about 30 seconds to a minute on this side, and then we'll take it off. And turn that heat down a little bit. There we go. Just like that. Take it all off. There is the chukar. Nice golden brown. Now I'm going to add the onions. This is kind of a lot, so I'm going to take this away. We'll put this up and save it for a rainy day. I think this is going to be plenty for what we need. Get that going. Take that minced garlic. I'm going to add about a tablespoon of garlic. Here we've got some chicken stock. I'm going to add a little bit of liquid in here so that it doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan or burn. And we're going to let that reduce for a second. Go ahead and put some of these lemons in. Just like that. And we'll bring that to a boil and let it reduce. We're bringing it to a little simmer. We're going to boil. We're bringing it to a simmer. I'm going to let that reduce. Onions, garlic, lemon, and I'm just going to try to get some of that liquid out of there by letting it simmer a little bit, thicken it up, and then we'll start adding some butter in here real soon. So now I'm going to start dropping that butter in there and cut this up. So you got to add the butters. You add the butter kind of slow and let it try to blend a little bit. Turn that heat down. There we go, perfect, perfect. So this is where it sort of becomes an art and less of a science, is knowing how much butter to put in and when and where, right? So you want to kind of slow roll the butter in here because you want it to really blend in with the juices and make more of like a sauce kind of situation going on. Right, so you just slowly add the butter in and you keep turning the heat down just a little bit, let it blend well. Show you, so you can see that it's kind of coming out to be like a buttery, lemony sauce, right? Really, really good. And because we love Tony's, we're gonna add a little bit of Tony's here to kind of liven it up a little bit, get a little spicy, you know, a little salt. I mean, essentially, Tony's is just salt and pepper, a little Creole seasoning. Makes everything better. All right. A little bit more butter to add, but it looks really good. That's kind of the consistency that we really want. Don't stink. What can we add to make it better? Like I said, this is really the trick, is getting the butter to blend in the sauce. I think it's called emulsification, if I'm correct. And this is where the fat wraps around the cells of what's in there. So this is kind of saucy, right? It's kind of like a light sauce. All right. And I think it's just lemony enough. It's really good. We want to take some of these capers. I'm just going to take these really salty capers, and it doesn't take a lot. It really doesn't. These things are super salty. Got a really interesting flavor, right? We're going to drop those in. The core of chicken piccata there. The capers. I don't even know what you would use I really don't even know what you use capers for other than chicken piccata, to be honest. I'll have to look that up. If you know, leave it in the comments. I like sweet. So, if you don't like sweet, don't do this next part. But for me, I'm going to go to my good friend, the habanero honey, and make this a little bit more sweet and a little bit more spicy. Because that's what I like. I'm just going to add the chicken. Add the chicken the chucker. We're just going to add the chucker in the sauce. Get it kind of saucied up. Right? Get it all gussied up in the sauce. Throw the chucker in there and get it all covered in the sauce, right? So I'm just going to kind of mix it around all up in that sauce. So now I'm just going to take a couple of pieces here. We're going to take some of the sauce and just drizzle that sauce right over there. Okay, there you have it. So there's the nice dish. Look at that. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and have a go at this. So I'm going to take me a piece of that chucker in the sauce with the pasta. Beautiful. It's light. It's aromatic. Has a good mix of lemon and salt, especially with the capers being present. And I'm not gonna lie, I think because of the chucker, this may be the best version of this I've ever had. So I'm gonna have to go in for a second. I mean, look at this. It's just too good to be true. I mean, too good to be true. Let's take this lemon, give it a little lemon juice squeeze. All right, now I'm just getting ravenous here. This is so good. I know it looks good, but man, does it taste good. I mean, it's just, oh my God, it's so phenomenal. It's so light and crispy with nice aromas on it. And the pasta is just, oh yeah, it's too good. It's honestly too good. So, oh my gosh, it's so good. Anyway, guys, thanks for liking, sharing, subscribing, and check out my other videos. Catch you on the next one. Later.